One question that I get asked very often is, how do I protect my energy against all sorts of stuff and chaos that's happening outside? How do I let it not affect my vibration? How do I let negative people, negative things that are happening in my world not affect how I feel on the inside? And that is such a good question. That's what we're diving in today. So picture you are here with your little aura around you. And of course, on the outside is all of your stressors: work stress, traffic, jealousy, bad news, negative people, criticisms, low vibration. There is so much chaos going on around you. How do you not let it affect you? How do you not let it penetrate your energy field and affect how you feel on the inside? How do you maintain your high vibration even in a time when all of this stuff is happening around you? So one thing that you need to remember is, first off, you do have an energy that you give off. Some people would call it your aura, but you do have a field around you. And the thing about this aura, or your energy field that is around you, is you can actually keep it really close to your body, or you can actually expand your aura enough even to fill a room. An example of this is, when somebody walks into a full room of tons of people and everybody turns around and looks at them. That's because their aura has filled that room, their charisma. There's something about them that catches everybody's attention, and everybody, has to look over at them. That is their energy. Their energy has filled the room. Their energy is so wide around them that it fills the room. The same can happen in a negative way, when you're in a work meeting and that one coworker comes in and the whole mood shifts and the vibe in the entire room becomes tense and uncomfortable. That is the same thing. That is that person's aura projecting outside of themselves. So one of the things that is really, really important to remember is that this aura that you have around you, that, as much as it is a projection of your energy, you can also see it as a protective barrier that you hold around you, so that all of the stuff that happens around you, all of that chaos and the traffic jams and the work stress and the negative people, they actually can't come in to your barrier. They try to come in, but then they're going to stop. How do you stop it? Well, with the conscious decision that whatever comes into your aura has to have permission to enter into your field. So what are the kinds of things that you are going to allow in? Well, you're going to allow positivity. You're going to allow your loved ones and the things that they say. You're going to allow positive words to come in. You're going to allow praise to come into your aura. You're going to allow the things that make you feel good to be allowed in. And they are going to be what affects your vibration. So that this aura is constantly protected and is always full of positives, not negatives, because you have made the decision that anything that is negative does not get to come into your aura. Another way that you can look at this from an energetic standpoint is, picture your aura as being an arm's length away from you, right? So picture it, and you can spread it out. So if people, like these positive people, people who want to praise you, people who you really love, want to come in, then you can bring your aura in and you can let them in, right? You can feel their energy. You can exchange your energy with them and you can absorb their energy because it's a loving energy. But just the same way that you can extend your aura in and allow people in and have an exchange of energy, you can also push your energy out and actually create a force field around you so that the negative people, so all of this chaos that's happening around you, is actually unable to penetrate in the aura that you have placed around you. This is really a powerful visual because you can literally see people talking to your aura. Or if you want, you can pretend that you're holding an object and everybody around you, you know, the people who are bickering at work or the people who are jealous. Even if you get bad news, you can pretend that the bad news or the negativity or the chaos, if you're in a traffic jam, you can just say that all that bad energy is getting absorbed right into the object that you are holding in front of you, and nothing is actually able to penetrate inside your little protective aura. Because here is the thing about our energy, is we are so used to living from the outside. We are so used to having all of the negative chaos penetrate right down into our field and affect how we feel, right? Where really the trick is to reverse that. Because when you realize that you hold the key to your energy inside your own mind, then in fact, nothing can penetrate into your field other than what you choose. And your heart is protected. Your energy is protected because you have made the decision that anything that is going to bring down your vibration or cause you to feel negatively is going to remain around. And that in fact, your aura is like a protective shield. It's a really good way to remember it. So if a negative person is talking to you, pretend again that you're holding an object in your hand, and all of that person's negative energy is going right into that object. When they are done talking to you, you can release the object back into the universe and the energy can go back to them. That bad energy is not intended to go back and harm that person. It's just not going to be coming into your energy and affecting or bringing down the frequency that you are on. So this is a really protective tool. You can put on your emotional armor. You can actually spend some time in meditation building up your protective aura before you do something like, for example, go and see in-laws that you might be dreading, or maybe you have a work function and you don't get along with some of your coworkers and you're about to encounter people that you know you're going to have a difference of opinions with. You can set up your emotional armor and you can build up that intentional positivity, that protective layer around you, so that anything that happens on the outside of you stays on the outside. And if any of the energy tries to come in, once again, you let it just be absorbed by the object that you are holding, and then you're able to release it back into the universe. It might all sound a little bit silly to picture yourself holding an object in your hand that somebody can talk to, and then you can release it back to them if you are not used to working with energy work. But this is something that really does work, and the visual might help you to be able to have those tools to really create the protection around you. So you are responsible for your energy, right? So there's an accountability factor here. If you are able to easily be swayed by the chaos that is happening around you, then you actually need to do a little internal audit, and you need to strengthen your ability to maintain your energy and to maintain your energy at the level and the frequency that you choose for it to be on. Because the goal, of course, is for your energy to be controlled by what you're thinking in your head, so that your heart is always protected and controlled by how you want to feel, and not by all of the things that are happening around you. The chaos should be able to happen. Everything should be able to happen in the background, but how you feel and that resilience that you have, it's like a muscle that you need to work out. So if you are having a crisis right now where outside environmental stressors are constantly causing your vibration to change, then you know that you need to be working on this internal energy, and the energy that you put out and the energy that you are willing to accept in. So remember, the energy that you absorb is only absorbable with your permission. And if you do not give permission for an energy to enter into your world and exchange with your energy and have an effect on your energy, then it has to stay on the outside. Hope this helps.